Hello students. So once again for class 11th, and today from Snapshot our chapter is Albert Einstein at School by Patrick Pringle. Patrick Pringle, who was initially maybe not interested to become a writer. He never had this idea to become a writer, because he was more interested in wildlife conservation. His subjects in graduation also, his major subjects were wildlife only. He wanted to work for nature, for ecology, and when he started studying it, he started working for the conservation. Then only he started writing, so that he could educate people also about this globe. And his first book in 1968, when he was 30 plus, we can say, his first book which he wrote was Dinosaurs and Their World. This was his first book, and after 2 years he became a freelance writer, and then he was fully involved in writing. And this present chapter, Albert Einstein at School, this is, we can say, autobiographical sketch. And though it is not written by Einstein, so we can say this is taken from life of Albert Einstein. So whatever is given, it is not a fiction. This actually happened with Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein, who was born in 1879, and when he was just 1 year old, in 1880, his father shifted to Munich, and there, along with his uncle, he started his company. Sorry. And here for 3 years, from age 5 to 8, Einstein was sent to school, and when he was 8-year-old, he was transferred to some other school, and the name of the school at that time was Luitpold Gymnasium School. And today, at present, the name of this school is Albert Einstein Gymnasium School. So there, when he was shifted, he took his primary and secondary education. But his father's company failed, and his father then shifted to Milan. But Albert Einstein was not taken with him, because his father wanted that Albert should remain here only, so that he could complete his school. So near about 7 years, Albert was in that school, and this present chapter is episode of that school only, where Albert did not like the school. He was maybe missing his parents, and that's why he wanted to go back to parents. So let's start with this chapter, Albert Einstein at School. In what year, Einstein, asked the history teacher, did the Prussians defeat the French at Waterloo? I don't know, sir. Why don't you know? You have been told it often enough. I must have forgotten. Did you ever try to learn? Asked Mr. Brown. Now this is history class going on, and this conversation is between Albert Einstein and his history teacher. Now history teacher has asked some question about some particular date, and very honestly, Albert Einstein told that he did not know the date. He did not remember it. And teacher asked, did you ever try to learn? No, sir, Albert replied with his usual unthinking honesty. Why not? I can't see any point in learning dates. One can always look them up in a book. Mr. Brown was speechless for a few moments. You amaze me, Einstein, he said at last. Don't you realize that one can always look most things up in the books? That applies to all the facts you learn at school. So the teacher said, then why only for dates? That way maybe everything is written in the book. So it means there is no need to learn anything. If we go according to you, yes, sir. Then I suppose you don't see any point in learning facts? Frankly, sir, I don't. Now, Albert, very honestly, he said, yes, even I feel that why to learn all those things which are already there in the books? Okay, if we need some date, we can just look them up in the book. And the teacher said, it means maybe everything is there in the book, so it means you don't believe in learning facts. And he said, yes, sir. And the teacher said that I suppose you don't see any point in learning facts. Frankly, sir, I don't, said Albert. Then you don't believe in education at all? And ultimately the teacher came to this point. He said, it means you don't believe in education? Oh, yes, sir, I do. But here he said, no, sir, I do believe in education. I don't think learning facts is education. Then he clarified. He said, I do believe in education, but I don't think that learning facts and dates is actually education. In that case, said the history teacher with heavy sarcasm, perhaps you will be so kind as to tell the class the Einstein theory of education. The teacher said, okay, if you feel this is not education, then would you come over here and tell the whole class what is education according to you? Your theory, Einstein theory of education. So he said this in a very, in a very taunting way. Albert flushed. I think it's not facts that matter, but ideas, he said. Then Albert, he came. He came forward and he said, sir, I think education is actually not facts, because facts are not important. Important thing is idea. So according to me, ideas is actually education. Now then he elaborated, what does it mean? He said, I don't see the point in learning the dates of battles or even which of the armies killed more men. I would be more interested in learning why those soldiers were trying to kill each other. He said, for me, according to me, education is not to learn how many people got killed from which army. He said, this is not education. For me, education would be if we get to know the reason behind the battle, so that in future we could avoid those reasons. So he says, if we could learn this from these battles and we could avoid future battles, for me, that is education. That's enough. Mr. Brown's eyes were cold and cruel. We don't want a lecture from you, Einstein. You will stay in for an extra period today, although I don't imagine it will do you much good. It won't do the school any good either. You are a disgrace. I don't know why you continue to come. So now teacher was very angry. He says, this is your punishment, that you will stay here for one extra period. Though he said, I don't think there will be any benefit of this thing, because actually you do not want to study. This is what I can see. And I don't know why you continue to come to school when you are really not interested. It's not my wish, sir, Albert pointed out. Then you are an ungrateful boy and ought to be ashamed of yourself. I suggest you ask your father to take you away. And then the teacher was even more angry. He said, you say this is not your wish, only your parents wanting you to be here. That's why you are here. This way you are really ungrateful child. Okay, there is no point that you should stay over here. Better you tell your father to take you away from school. So this was his history class. Albert felt miserable when he left school that afternoon. Not that it had been a bad day. Most days were bad now, anyway. But because he had to go back to the hateful place the next morning, he only wished his father would take him away. But there was no point in even asking. He knew what the answer would be. He would have to stay until he had taken his diploma. So he knew it already, that his father had told him to stay here just to complete his diploma. So there was no point in requesting his father to take him away. Going back to his lodgings did not cheer him up. Now he was naturally staying in a rented room, staying all alone, but he never was happy in this room. His father had so little money to spare that Albert had been found a room in one of the poorest quarters of Munich. He did not mind the bad food and lack of comfort, or even the dirt and squalor, but he hated the atmosphere. Though this was in very poor, we can say one of the poor areas of the city, where he had taken this room on rent, because at that time his father was not having much money, and the room was very poorly furnished, maybe dirty also, but he never had any problem with all these things. He had problem with something else, and this something else was the atmosphere of that area, of that house. His landlady beat her children regularly, and every Saturday her husband came drunk and beat her. So this is what he always hated, that the landlady was uneducated lady, and there was this kind of noise all the time. But at least you have a room of your own, which is more than I can say, said Yuri when he called round in the evening. So here in this city, he had one friend, Yuri. So when in the evening he met Yuri, he talked about his school, maybe the miserable days of the school. And then he talked about this room also, that he's not happy in this room because of this noise. But Yuri said, you should be thankful that at least you have a room, because there are many who are not having even this room. They are on the roads. At least you live among civilized human beings, even if they are poor students, said Albert. But Albert said, but I always feel that you are much more fortunate than me, because you live with civilized students, because I here live with uneducated people. They are not at all civilized, Yuri replied. Yuri said, no, don't say that I live among civilized people. Though they are students only, but even then they are not that civilized, though they are students and they are educated. Did you not hear that one of them was killed last week in a duel? He said, you might have heard this news, that in a duel, one got killed, one died. And what happened to the one who killed him? He said, then what happened to the other one who killed the person in a duel? Nothing, of course. He's even proud of it. He said, no, there is nothing. It's not that he is arrested. Rather, this person feels proud that he has killed somebody in a duel. That way, he is taking himself as a winner. His only worry is that the authorities have told him not to fight any more duels. He is upset about this because he hasn't a single scar on his face to wear for the rest of his life as a badge of honor. He says this boy is not at all feeling bad that he has killed somebody. He is only disappointed because the authorities have now barred him from having any duel in his life. And why he is sad? Because he has not yet got any scar on the face, okay, just to show any cut mark or any other mark, just to show that he was once a brave, fighter. So because of this only, he sometimes feels bad. Otherwise, he is very happy that he has killed somebody, and that way he is feeling himself, taking himself as a winner. Oh, exclaimed Albert, and these are the students. Here students means college students. Albert says, my God, these are the college students, that they kill somebody in the duel and then they feel proud. And if they feel bad because they are not now allowed to have any more duel. My God, these are the college students. These are the students. Well, you will be a student one day, said Yuri. Yuri said, don't worry. One day after taking diploma, even you will also go to college. So you will also see all these things. I doubt it. But Albert said, I really doubt about my going to any college. Said Albert glumly, I don't think I will ever pass the exams for the school diploma. He told his cousin, Elsa, the same next time she came to Munich. Normally, she lived in Berlin, where her father had a business. So this doubt, he talked to his cousin also, Elsa, that maybe I don't think I would ever be able to take this diploma from this school. And what was her answer? She said, I'm sure you could learn enough to pass the exams. She said, don't worry. I know you are intelligent enough that you can pass the exams, Albert, if you try it. She said, I know lots of boys who are much more stupid than you are. She said, if you feel that you can't learn anything and you are that way very stupid because you can't memorize the things, don't worry. I know so many children, I know many children who are like you only, or maybe much more stupid than you. Even then, they were also able to pass the exam. So don't worry, even you will also be able to pass the exam. They say you don't have to know anything. You don't have to understand what you are taught. Just be able to repeat it in the exam. And she gave this mantra. She said, I know what they say. Their mantra is that no need to go in deep for what is taught. No need to understand. Only thing is, you just memorize the things like a parrot. And then in the exam, you just vomit it. Means write down whatever you have learnt. Why you are trying to understand? If you are not understanding, leave it. Just learn it by heart. That's the whole problem, said Albert. I am no good at learning things by heart. You don't need to be good at it. She said, why you are worried that you are not good at it? No need to be good at it. Just try it and you will be able to do it. Anyone can learn like a parrot. You just don't try. And yet I always see you with a book under your arm, added Elsa. What's the one you are reading? Then suddenly she saw some book. She said, many times I have seen this kind of book in your hand. If you are not interested in studying, okay, then why you are, what this book is? What this book which you are reading? And he said, a book on geology. Geology means rocks and things. Do you learn that? Means in this school? No, we have hardly any science at school. And he said, no, this is actually primary secondary classes. We don't have sciences, okay, at this level. Then why you are studying it? Because I like it. Isn't that a good enough reason? He said, I am studying this book. I read this book because I like this subject. Isn't it enough? Because, okay, Elsa sighed. You're right, of course, Albert, she said, but it won't help with your diploma. She said, it's okay, good that you are interested in this kind of subject and you are reading it, you are studying this subject. But the thing is, this is not going to help you pass the diploma because first of all, you should read the books which are in your course. Apart from books on science, his only comfort was music. So from here you may get this question, that his interest was in geology and what was the other thing. Okay, even in the MCQ also you may get this question. Okay, so the other thing was music. And especially, he played his violin regularly until his landlady asked him to stop. That wailing gets on my nerves, she said. There's enough noise in the house with all the kids howling. And this lady could never understand the sweet music of violin. And whenever he started playing, she would come and she would stop him. Albert was tempted to point out that most of the time, it was she who made them howl. But he decided it was better to say nothing because at least he was having this room. Otherwise, maybe he would be on the road only. I must get away from here, he told Yuri. So next time when he met Yuri, he again said, I don't want to live here. Okay, not in this room, not in the school. He told Yuri after 6 months alone in Munich. It is absurd that I should go on like this. In the end, it will turn out I have been wasting my father's money and everyone's time. It will be better for all if I stop now. Now actually he was trying to tell that really it is no use if I stay over here in Munich, okay, because I don't think that I am getting anything from the school and I am not even liking this room also. And then what will you do? Now Yuri asked, okay, if you don't want to be here in the school, you don't want to study anymore here, then what would you do? Without diploma, what would you do? I don't know. If I go to Milan, I'm afraid my father will send me back unless. And suddenly, something came to his mind. His eyes gleamed with a sudden idea. Yuri, do you know any friendly doctors? Suddenly, idea came. to get a medical. So he asked, do you know any doctor? I know a lot of medical students and some of them are friendly, said Yuri. Doctor? No, I have never had enough money to go to one. Why? He said, actually, I know many students, okay, those who are in medical colleges, but if you talk about any doctor in particular, no, I don't know any doctor because I never had any money to go to any doctor. In India also sometimes people don't have money to, give the fees to the doctor, so they directly go to the chemist and purchase the medicines. So maybe this is what he was trying to say, that I don't know any doctor. Suppose, said Albert, that I had a nervous breakdown. He says, suppose if I give medical stating that I have nervous breakdown. Okay. Suppose a doctor would say, it's bad for me to go to school and I need to get right away from it. Means kind of depression, that there is some problem in the nervous system, and maybe the doctor says, the medical certificate says that I need to take break from the studies. He says, then I can't imagine doctor saying that, said Yuri. Yuri said, but if you are not having any problem like this, okay, then how can you imagine? I don't think any doctor is going to give you this kind of certificate that you have a problem with your brain. I must try, said Albert, to find a doctor who specializes in nerves. There are plenty of them, Yuri told him. He hesitated for a moment and then added, rather reluctantly, I will ask some of the students if they know one. If you like. He says, if you say, then I can ask some students of medical college if they know some doctor. Will you? Oh, thank you, Yuri. Albert's eyes were shining. Wait a moment. I haven't found yet. He says, don't be so excited. I haven't found any doctor. I said I will try. Oh, but you will. Albert said, but I know. You are a good friend. You will definitely help me and you will definitely find some doctor for me. I think we should stop here only in this video. The rest of the chapter we will do in the next video. Thank you.